You brought history. You have history on your side and perspective on your side. For yours, you made great arguments. Obviously, I'm not leaving here without us picking Bad and Bougie.
I knew it.
Okay, so I came up with a name for the awards. Would you like to hear the name for the awards?
What is the name for the awards?
Okay, so this is the Black Leadership Intellectual Character Kindness Yearly Awards, a.k.a.
Blickys?
the Blickys.
The Blicky Awards.
I thought you might like the Blickys, right? We're up. Welcome to the first annual Blicky Awards. I am half of your host, Creme Brulee. Your other host.
What's going on? I'm Zai. You know what I'm saying? Zai Cool. Follow me on all platforms under that. Do you remember the Blickies have arrived?
The Blickys? Is that a song?
No, remember we did that at the old apartment? The Blickies are here. I still got the video.
Well, are you excited about the Blickys? Tell me your feelings going into your first Blickys. The first Blickys. We're making history. We're making Black history here.
The first Blicky Awards. Hold on real quick. Let me feed my cat because he's terrorizing me.
I can stall for a second. For those listening, I wanted to do something that was a little cheeky and fun for Black History Month. You know, we're obviously a super Black show. Every episode we're talking about Black people stuff. But you know what? Let's just have one episode that's a Black History blowout. That's a Black culture celebration. That's a cookout. We got our toes out. Uncle Zai's over there on the grill right now. I got the Isley brothers playing out the speakers. And so we got about 12-ish categories, awards, topics. We're both going to have 3 nominations. We didn't discuss it beforehand, so I'm excited to see what Zai's nominations are going to be. And then I guess we're just going to argue about whose nomination deserves the best. I assume there will be some level of compromise. I know there are some areas in which I might be willing to concede in order to get some other things I want on there. So we'll see how the gamesmanship of it all goes. Yeah, you got anything else you want to say before we start?
No, man. Black History Month. Blicky Awards.
Happy Black History. Happy Blickies. Do you have a category you want to start with, or you just want to run down the list?
I definitely want to start movie.
Okay. Do you want to read off? So the first annual Blicky Awards, Black movie. This is going to be all time. We're doing these of all time, except for Rookie of the Year. When we get to it, will be of the year. But these are all time. So best Black movie of all time. The nominees are...
So I have American Gangster, Juice, Black Panther, Get Out, and Nope.
And Nope, this nigga had hella nominations. Okay, we're ready.
Because we got some movies, Joe.
We're ready. Okay, so I'm upset we have to start here because movies is the one area where I am comically undereducated in terms of Black movies. First 3 you said, I didn't hear any of them. I haven't seen any of them until at least Black Panther. I know, super religious mom. Everything else I discovered. I saw Tyler Perry movies. If you want to talk,
Have you seen the Tyler Perry video?
Yeah, I did.
I haven't finished it yet. I'm halfway through it.
Yeah, so that's why when I said there's ones that I'd be willing to concede, I was like, I'm definitely probably gonna have to concede on movies because I'm not.
You put Tyler Perry movies in that.
I didn't put. That's not mine. My nominees are Sinners. I got Bad Boys 2, and I got Black Panther.
Okay, well, we both nominated Black Panther, so it has to. It gets.
It seems like it's de facto going to be Black Panther, but which of your nominees do you think you probably would want to go with?
I definitely feel like if it's not Black Panther, it has to be Juice or Get Out.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about. I haven't seen Juice, so I can't speak to it. And I don't know what it is about Get Out, but I like judge a movie, right, on like the quality of it based on like how much I want to watch it again. And I know that's not always the best metric because with movies like Get Out specifically, I don't think they're necessarily made to be like, especially when there's so much like twist work and like kind of it's so shocking.
Yeah.
It clearly loses a lot of the effect after it. So for me, I enjoyed Get Out the first time I saw it, but I've never had the desire to come back to it.
Really? I
Yeah.
guess I agree with the like no desire, but like I like when it comes up, I'm never like no. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm never like, oh no, I don't want to watch it. Like it's one of those movies where like I agree with you. After you see it the first time, it don't hit the same. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the impact isn't there. But I also feel like for what it did to like show white people themselves, if that makes sense, like for us, like for a black movie, that's like what we've always wanted / needed. Like, look, see yourselves how we see y'all in the cinematic thematic universe. You know what I mean? Out while it can't be too connected to reality, this is pretty connected to reality. You know what I mean? But also, it's a movie. You know what I mean? So
I feel so. This is I think like, and we're gonna have to. We can't super discuss all these, or else it's gonna take forever. But I will say, do you think? And this is no like trying to make a shot or like take down the movie in any way. Do you think white people? Do you think they got the message?
yes,
Okay.
I think that white people got the message in a way. My only fear is they didn't get the message in a one-to-one manner. They got the message in like a like that's over there manner, and it's like
That's how I feel.
that is over there, but you're also over there. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like how to say like I wish it had been like a documentary instead of a movie for the simple fact that like you can't detach this from reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there is no separation of the reality that exists within in this. And like it like put a shine a light on a very like long running conspiracy theory within the black community of organ harvesting. You know what I mean? And like it kind of like brought that to light, which is real. You know what I
I was gonna
mean?
say,
And
if
like
we're going back to slavery, it's not a conspiracy theory.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's a real thing, but it kind of brought that like made that rear its head to people. You know what I mean? And people, I feel like as black people, it didn't surprise us. You know what I mean? Like the whole
For sure.
what they were doing, like we weren't really shocked by that. It's like yeah, like y'all have been trying to do this in one way or
I was
another.
gonna say it's a metaphor for what's really happening. Like
Yeah.
in the way Sinners is like, yeah, it's vampires, but also you see.
Yeah. You know, I didn't put Sinners on the list only because like I didn't want to I didn't want the hype to influence me. You know what I mean? Because Sinners is an excellent movie. You know what I mean? But in the sense of like all time, I feel like it's too recent. I feel like
Sure.
granted, there has not been another Sinners before, and there probably won't be one after. In the fact that it's standalone in that manner, it makes it a great nominee. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I just feel like it's too recent.
It would be a little corny for us to immediately put Sinners as the greatest black movie of all time.
Yeah.
But we're gonna end up going with Black Panther, so it's not it's not too far off spiritually.
I feel like Black Panther the only reason why Black Panther wins is because it's on everybody's list. Not
Yeah.
because it's the best movie, just because you can't make a list of best black movies and it not be on that list. And if it's on everybody's list, then it has to be the winner. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like even when I was talking about I asked my mom these questions.
Mhm.
Like to get her because she got more life experience and some of these things she could speak to better than I could. And I asked her like, what would be your best black movie? She said anything with Denzel, and then anything that Ryan Coogler has made, and then Black Panther. You know what I mean? He made Black Panther as well, but like,
yeah, I was disappointed we didn't have a Spike movie on here, but
that what she said too. But like, Juice is a Spike movie.
oh, you said that's right. Okay, never mind.
Juice is that movie. You have probably never seen it, but it's the movie that Tupac was in.
Oh, okay.
It's that movie.
Okay. Well, the first annual Blicky goes to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Let's do food. Let's do food now.
Okay.
I'll throw. So to give you, I didn't I didn't specify. So some of the things I put are like kind of general, and the last one's kind of cheating. But it's black, so you'll probably rock with it. My 3 nominees for the first annual Blicky for Black food, excellent, are Waffle House, sweet potato pie, and fish fry.
I'm right there with you on. I didn't put Waffle House on there. But
Waffle House could be debated. I was like, is Waffle House black? And then I was like,
it's black in Atlanta.
It's black enough. Yeah,
in Atlanta, it's black. So in even out here, like most of the staff is black. You know what I mean? And then like, granted, you'll catch anybody eating at Waffle House, but for all intents and purposes, it has a very black feel to it when you go in. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I was gonna say,
what are your nominees?
Anyone's Granny's fried chicken, like that just is on the list. Cornbread, and then yams.
Yams, okay. Yeah. So I had sweet potato pie, so we're pretty in lockstep there. Yeah. Yams had to be represented.
Exactly. Exactly.
You had cornbread. Cornbread I had included in fish fry. That's why I said fish fry is kind of cheated, because I was thinking fish fry, like fried fish, cornbread, and coleslaw. Real shit. We got to stop as a community. We got to be honest about cornbread. That shit is a cake.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
If you saw how your grandmother made cornbread, you would understand that is cake. It's delicious cake. It's one of the better cakes.
Put some icing on it and it's cake.
Yeah. Damn, so you want to go sweet potato pie or fish fry? Because I feel like those both meet in the middle.
I feel like fish fry.
Fish fry?
Yeah, I feel like fish fry. Just because it encompasses so much. And it is an objectively black experience when you go to a black fish fry. Like, it's not there. I mean, people fry fish all over the world, you know what I mean? But a black fish fry is an experience, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna have the fish, you're gonna have the spread, you know what I mean? You're gonna have the vats of the deep fryer, you know what I mean? Like, that's gonna all be a thing. And so it's like, just, you can't like really mess with that unless you don't trust the cooking of the person you're going to. You know what I mean?
But you're not pulling up if you don't trust.
Exactly.
Like I was about to say, you having a fish fry? Oh, who will be frying the fish?
Yeah, that's the first
what are their credentials?
That's the first question anytime you go to any black eating event. Who cooking? Like, that is the number one question.
Oh man, I'm happy. Fish. We got some solid ones. Let me write them down so we remember. Fish fry, one for food. Black Panther. Do you have a topic you want to get to? Category?
Let's do TV shows.
Okay.
Who are your nominees?
My nominees for the Blicky for Best Black TV Show all time, I got Atlanta, The Bernie Mac Show, and Nick Cannon Presents Wildin' Out.
Hey, so I want to readjust my list now. Because the last two you named have to be on the list. Like, I didn't put the Bernie Mac Show on there. I don't know why I didn't. I didn't even think about it. But my list is The Cosbys, In Living Color, and A Different World.
That's strong. Those are
exactly right. But I feel like Bernie wins.
Bernie wins? Okay.
Yeah, Bernie wins. That is an excellent version of black home storytelling.
Yeah.
And so it's like if you watch the show, you get to follow them kids as they mature for a good extent. And I think that you also get to watch when I rewatched it, what kind of took me by surprise is his approach to parenting. Like, he was very intentional about like not being his parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought that was rather surprising to see that, like, oh, we have all, not necessarily gentle parenting, but like the whole perspective of parenting in the black community was already being challenged in a way. You know what I mean? And so I was like, oh, that was.
And it felt like such an accurate portrayal of, like, at least for our generation, of like, from the kid's perspective dealing with parents. Like, I felt like Bernie, they were like, you know, it's hard to be like a perfect because black people aren't a monolith, but like we even come from like I think different socioeconomic like different you know house backgrounds. But I think both of us can be like, nah, that's kind of how the family dynamic was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. Every family had a junior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every family had a junior, and so.
And I think it like definitely gave the blueprint for Everybody Hates Chris at the least. And I definitely think it's just you know, for white people listening to this, I think this is like of the things we've talked about. The thing, I mean, I don't know if y'all know about fish fries, but like, I don't know how much white people know about the Bernie Mac show. But Bernie Mac and the Bernie Mac show, like staples of the black media, whatever of the 2000s, and Bernie Mac, rest in peace, super underrated comedian, super underrated
him and
comedian.
Patrice O'Neal, man, I'm like, oh, two legendary black comedians who never ever really got their chance to get their shine. Do you think in 2026 or like even like after George Floyd that Bernie Mac would have had like the platform that he should have had if he was still alive?
I think Bernie Mac, like, I don't feel like he didn't get his shot because like he had the TV show. He started to be in movies. Like he was in Mr. 3000. He was in that movie with Adam fucking who's that white guy? Ashton Kutcher, Guess Who? So it's like I feel like that's just being in a lot of movies and having your own TV show. As a comedian, that's considered making it. You know what I mean?
We cannot forget my personal favorite movie of his is the Ocean's movie. Like I love.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he made it, bro. That's a white people movie too. You know what I mean? Like he crossed over. So yeah, rest in peace to Bernie Mac. Next topic, I'll jump down. Let's go to best fashion trend. I have for the Blicky, for first annual Blicky for best black fashion trend. My nominees are white tees, grills, and zoot suits. Want to throw it back a little bit.
Mine was skinny jeans and tiny colorful t-shirts.
You think that's up there best all time?
That's me. You know what I mean? Like that's where I grew up. That's like what I guess what I was wearing. And then I had that, Durags, and bandanas.
Okay, those are hard. I think I'm willing to compromise on any. I mean, we're both wearing Durags, so that's tough to rebut.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I being from Texas, grills is up there for me. You know,
grills is extremely cool.
Yeah, everybody has one now. Like I'm so tired of like seeing all the white kids with grills, these young white kids with grills. I'm like, I don't like it. But I do appreciate the reach of black culture. You know what I mean? I do
for sure
that they have made a staple. I still have yet to get me a good grill.
This section also could have been called best things white people ran into the ground.
Fact.
even Durags, unfortunately. So what do we want to say? You want to do Durags?
Yeah, Durags wins.
Durags. That's a classic choice. That's a real classic choice. All right, you have another one you want to get to?
Let's do greatest triumph over white people.
Oh man, this is what a category. Not to pat myself on the back, but what a category.
That was a dope hit.
Okay, so for the listeners, this category we're gonna be listing off or nominating our favorite times black people have triumphed over the white man. Zai, please kick off the nominations.
God, I can't remember his name. The black baseball player, the one
Jackie Robinson.
No, the one after him, the one that was super roided up.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah, Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is on that list because he took over the game. You know what I mean?
Sure.
White people, I know white men at the time hated that. You know what I mean?
I still do.
Yeah, still do.
Yeah.
What else would I put up? Success in general. You know what I mean? Just being successful.
Just being here. Yeah.
And then Jay-Z.
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 Man, we go back and forth over Jay-Z, huh? We're the most pro and anti Jay-Z podcast.
It is because he's like, black capitalism is like, it leaves a taste in my mouth. But also, black capitalism is a testament to like success over white people. You know what I mean?
Oh, for
like,
sure. And Jay-Z specifically is the reason we got Kendrick at the Super Bowl. We got Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. We got Rihanna, The Weeknd, all these black artists. Yeah, there's a lot of, again, undeniable the amount of like good the Jay-Z has done on behalf of black people. We could go back and forth about black capitalism and the merits of it and all that. But the bag's the bag.
The bag's the bag. What are your nominees?
I have Nat Turner. I feel like that one just has to be mentioned. Slave Rebellion. Don't know how many bodies I got off the top of my head, but it's colossal. Then I got Obama over John McCain. I feel like that one, that's the biggest one, maybe, you know?
I wanted to say Obama, but he wasn't really a win for us.
What are you talking about?
Because like,
what are you talking? This is so really ahistorical. What are you talking? You act like niggas was not crip walking in the streets.
But I'm saying from what he actually did, like I don't feel like he actually like gave us a triumph. You know what I mean? I feel like he kind of shielded out, if that makes sense. And so it's like I almost want to give him to white people because like he shielded out. You know what I mean? Like he was the epitome of like safe black. And like that didn't really do much for us. Because during that Obama era, if you were not trying to be Obama-esque, you were like, even in our community, you were not proper. You know what I mean? That you were like less than to a certain extent. And go ahead.
Could you not say similar things about Jay-Z?
No, you definitely can.
Okay.
I wouldn't put Obama over Jay-Z at all. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I also feel like even with Jay's song, you can there's things about his rise that you can attest to white people. You know what I mean? That doesn't really stem from his blackness. I feel like the same. Well, I don't know. I can't say that's true for Obama because if Obama wasn't black, he wouldn't have won. And that's the truth.
Yeah, and I think like I don't think it's really arguable what you're saying in terms of him, you know, being a shill and ultimately not providing that much return value back to the black community as was like promised by his, you know, image and you could argue campaign. But I think in terms of like doing, like, I think Obama, the evidence of how upset Obama made white America, the evidence of that is Trump. You know what I mean? Like, we don't get Trump unless white people are sick over the fact that we have a black president for 8 years.
This is fair. That's fair.
So, but we don't have to go with that because my last one, I think, Serena Williams versus the sport of tennis. I think the sport of tennis, super racist. If you like keep up with Naomi Osaka at all, she's like, you know, the new young black, she's mixed but black tennis player. And just about like twice a year, I'll see a TikTok of some like Croatian woman just like refusing to shake her hand or something and being like, the way she plays is like dirty or whatever. So that just lets you, and that's today. And that's today with like, they know there's cameras on them and social media. So you can only imagine. And we know also the type of shit Serena Williams was going through to play tennis, like the whitest, like not even just white, but like white and exclusively wealthy, like moneyed white establishment people who think like they deserve yada, yada, yada. So I think Serena Williams over the sport of tennis.
I will put in that movie Idris Elba over every white main actor.
What do you in that movie? What movie?
Just in any movie. Idris Elba was the hit guy for a while. You know what I mean? And like I'm sure that there were some white folks who were like, I'm tired of seeing this nigga.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's how people. I mean, we can get into it after this because I think we might have some time left over. But that's how people feel about Michael B. Jordan for sure right now too.
He's awesome though. I'm like
Oh, for sure.
he's a
But
mid-tier actor for sure, but he is a great like person to put in front of the camera. He's a mid-tier actor. Like we got to be honest about that. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't have I'm not gonna act like I know acting well enough to say whether or not he's quality
I
or
will
not.
I will say he's mid-tier in the sense that like he's just a handsome, swole black guy.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like he's not really like I would just call him like the black Brad Pitt, or like a lot of his like clout is due to the fact that he is just like stunning. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like a person. So it's like I do think that like pretty.
Do
He
you think
experienced.
sexy people can't be good actors?
No, but I feel like let's take what's her name, Megan Fox. Like
Uh-huh.
at some point, your sexiness becomes your acting. You know what I mean? So it's like he, if it hadn't have been for Sinners, if Sinners wasn't his last movie,
Mm-hmm.
like if he had done, like let's say another Creed, right? Like it would totally be off the fact that it was just Michael B. Day and he's a sexy nigga. You know what I mean? There wouldn't be much more to it. But I think they intentionally made Smoke and his brother in Sinners like deeper than that. You know what I mean? Granted, they did play into the fact that he is a swole, sexy nigga to a certain degree, but like they didn't censor that around his character. I feel like even like maybe it's subconscious, but I do feel like he is always with his fucking shirt on, bro. In every movie he ends up with his shirt on.
Zai is so mad Michael B. Jordan is sexy. That's what I'm finding out. Zai thinks he's so fine and he can't get over it.
I mean, hey, I'm the only pretty nigga allowed.
You're like, he got his goddamn shirt. You said it might be subconscious and then said, well, he's got his shirt off in it. So it's like, I think you know what it is. I don't know how we got off on that tangent. Oh, we were doing Triumph for White People. Yeah. Did we have something we wanted to?
I feel like Nat Turner.
Nat Turner.
Nat Turner, he has to win.
Nat Turner is definitely the most correct. Only one with actual bodies.
Yeah, fact.
As far as we know. Okay. We're halfway through. What's up?
Honorable mention for TV show, the motherfucking Boondocks.
For sure.
I can't believe that slipped my mind. The Boondocks is probably one of the greatest pieces of black television, in my opinion, ever. You know what I mean? And so
I was more shocked you didn't nominate Friday for movie. I'll be honest.
I actually don't really like Friday.
Okay.
It's just because like I grew up around niggas like that, and I didn't like seeing niggas like that. Not to say I didn't want to see them represented, but I felt like they were being made fun of. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it wasn't a proper representation of what that environment really is like. You know what I mean? Or what people in that environment really are like. Because also like the movie literally stems around black struggle. Like nobody talks about that. Like Craig lost his job, didn't have no money. His mama couldn't afford rent because he needed to figure out a way to hustle up some money. So then they go to the local drug dealer and get a loan, which you don't really do with the local drug dealer because he ain't got your problems, nor did he care about your problems. And then that spirals off into, you know, a bunch of hijinks and shit like that. But it all stems around the fact that niggas needed money to pay bills. And like, that is the one thing that like, to me, I noticed that real young. I'm like, why is this movie just about broke niggas? Like, it ain't really like it's about broke niggas being broke and funny. Like, broke niggas are funny because they have to be, because they broke. And so it's like, I didn't really like resonate with the first Friday. I do like Next Friday though. I do like Next Friday.
Okay.
I didn't like Friday After Next. I feel like they ran into the ground at that point. I'm like, all right, we get it. We get it. Niggas have a family on Fridays. Like, we get it.
I'm surprised. I'm happy I asked. I guess I'd never asked you about Friday before, but that's the one movie I feel like you can't have a list of best black movies. People always include Friday, but we both didn't. That makes us special. That makes us different. Man. So the one I know is gonna cause the most fighting or just the longest conversation is Song.
Yeah.
So do we want to do that now or save it for the end?
We can do it now.
Okay.
What's your nominee?
The Blickies. And stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. Because we have tried to pick the greatest black song of all time. I only have 3 nominees. I just did 3 nominees for each of them. First nominee, of course, is Bad and Bougie. Second nominee, Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. Are you familiar?
Oh, yeah. That song slap.
Yes.
That song do go crazy.
Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. Third nominee, Rock With You, Michael Jackson. The floor is yours.
I gotta give that. That's a good list. I have the Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
And then I have Do You Remember the Time by Michael Jackson, which is for every shady nigga fucking niggas bitches. That's our anthem. You know what I mean? Like nobody talks about that nigga literally made a song
the
about
Dirty Mackin' anthem.
Yeah. Like it's a song about Dirty Mackin'. And then I wish I can't remember the name of the song, but I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. That's on my list too. Like that song made such an impact, I feel like, in niggas being able to not have to be super macho at the time, you know what I mean? Or like be able to identify with somebody like, you know what? I'm not super awesome. I mean, I'm not super awesome. Like I'm not
like super alpha, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm not fucking Money Mitch from fucking what's that movie? I can't think of them. Paid in Full. I'm not Mitch from Paid in Full. You know what I mean? I'm not super alpha. You know what I mean? I'm me. And I think that song allowed a lot of space for that. And I think that there's a lot of songs, there's a lot of things on this list I'm realizing we don't, as a community, really talk about enough, or like the subtleties in those things. You know what I mean? Like that song. I honestly got to say, I don't know what song is greater than Happy Birthday, though. We still sing Happy Birthday. Stevie made that over 50 years ago, and we still sing that song. You know what I mean? And so it's like that song still has the place.
Stevie was, of all the, because, you know, at first it was like, it felt kind of bad not to have it, to like start with Michael Jackson, essentially. It felt kind of be like, that's a little ahistorical, but it is what it is. But my biggest omission for myself, I was like, damn, I was trying to find a Stevie song to put on here, but I ultimately was like, Mike and Stevie are close enough time-wise that, you know, I'm cool with it. I just wouldn't have picked Happy Birthday. Is it just because of the enduring legacy of just singing it every time?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, he made that, I think that song is part of the reason we have Martin Luther King Day. You know that?
Yeah. That he made that song to get Martin Luther, like in push to get Martin Luther King birthday as a holiday. And so like again, it attested to his greatness. You know what I mean?
You brought history. You have history on your side and perspective on your side for yours. You made great arguments. Obviously, I'm not leaving here without us picking Bad and Bougie.
I knew it.
That's why I said I was willing to make some concessions where need be, because obviously this is bias. This is, you know, I'm from Atlanta. That is like the biggest song at the time when like I'm coming of age. But I do think it represents like hip hop, you know, hip hop. I don't want to say like hip hop at its peak or at the end of its life cycle, but kind of as far as I feel like we as a community have pushed this art form we made. I think the length, like not the length, but the example of as big as that is Bad and Bougie, right? Like I remember, have you seen the videos of them performing in Africa? And it's just like, yeah, when I think about the global impact of the Migos and the impact of the Migos flow on hip hop now, and it's obviously, I don't want to say it's controversial if you're like an old head, but you know, to anyone in our generation, it's just like how shit went and how shit changed and what became the natural progression of hip hop. So I feel like besides just being, you know, kind of the go for it.
I feel like if Bad and Bougie's on there, we got to put Trap Niggas by Future on there.
Trap Niggas, if we're putting a Future song, it has to be March Madness.
Really? I don't think enough people know March Madness. I feel
More people know March Madness than know Trap Niggas. Trap Niggas is not like trust me, I love Trap Niggas. Trap Niggas is not one of his more popular songs, though.
Really? That's like
for
my
sure.
favorite Future song. That's
sure.
like my favorite Future song. But I guess I can concede to Bad and Bougie because what you're saying, like, them niggas did tour the globe with Bad and Bougie.
Mm-hmm.
The niggas did travel there. I seen a video of them performing in Japan with that song, and like the amount of what I want to assume is like accurate lip syncing from the crowd, which it did look like they knew what they were saying.
Yeah.
The fact that like I imagine that's like all the English that a lot of the fans could speak is like crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like to know fucking little Uzi verse without knowing English is fucking respect. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like that's respect, bro. But yeah. I can do Bad and Bougie.
Yeah. Again, this was the most. I mean, all the categories are impossible, but there's no answer that's gonna appease everybody for this one. Honestly, we could have gone with a Mike song because we both had Mike, but unfortunately, as I said,
I feel like Bad and Bougie, like it, like how to say, like I feel like no matter the generation, like my daughter knows Bad and Bougie. You know what I'm saying? My daughter is 7, and like she knows the song. I could put on the Michael song, and she wouldn't know what the fuck is playing. You know what I mean? But I put on Bad and Bougie, she might get to grooving. I feel like anybody would hear that beat or you hear that intro, you know what it is. You know what I mean? Like you know what it is. What's your favorite verse on Bad and Bougie?
I mean,
you know, Offset got the best verse.
They're all so fun. I love That Way. You know what I mean? In the club singing it, the That Way part is Offset's the best. They all do what they do the best. It's like Uzi's is like the silliest and the Uziest. Offset's is the best flow, but Quavo's is like the quotable. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's kind of what they all offer. So I don't know. I mean, I'll just say Uzi. I remember the debate about that, whether or not that was a good verse. Niggas really used to fight about whether or not that was niggas used to just clown and say that was a bad verse, like off top.
I feel like that was during a time where Uzi had like the least amount of respect in hip hop. And like that's the only reason why that was a conversation. You know what I mean? Because like if you respect Uzi's catalog, that's one of his better verses. You know what I mean? It's not even really a debate about it. You know what I mean? But if you don't respect his catalog, you're like, that was a weak ass verse. And it's like you just don't know Uzi. That shit was fire. You know
he was floating. Ooh. I was half listening to you, half absolutely running the verse in my head, so it was hard. I was like, yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you for thank you.
It's not even so much a concession. I can put it on my list too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just have. I feel what you're saying. Where like putting it over a Michael song, it's like I don't know. Bad and Bougie is up there. You know what I mean? It is definitely. If we're talking right now, it is probably the best black song ever. But if we're talking about
my lifetime, I would happily argue that it's like the biggest or most important, even if I was like just in an argument that wasn't just like a thing that was like a R awards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bad and Bougie is on there. What's your next category you want to get to?
Let's go historical figure. Who you got for historical figures?
I got Malcolm X on there, Martin Luther, and Huey P. Newton.
Okay, tell the white people who Huey P. Newton is.
So Huey P. is one of the founders of the Black Panther Party. He laid down the groundwork for a lot of what we know to be Black Revolution and like Black radicalism. And if it wasn't for Huey, we wouldn't have a lot of Black radicals today. You know what I mean? And rest in peace. But he is that nigga. If you need to know, look up Black Radical and Huey P. Newton, and the first thing that's gonna come up on Google is that nigga. Just so you know, he is that nigga. But yeah, those are my top 3. Who was your nominees?
It's I guess I'll do the winner last because we had one crossover. I had James Baldwin, Harriet Tubman, and the winner of the 2026 Blicky for Black Historical Figure is Malcolm X. I don't know. I just got off reading his book. I don't know. Just like, not that he was the first, just the way. I don't know. In a similar way, because you up on James Baldwin?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, in kind of a fucked up, not a fucked up way. In like it's hard to see, but if you squint enough, James Baldwin and Malcolm X are kind of doing similar things in terms of being like agitators and fighting the prevailing narratives about, you know, white people and black people in this country, and definitely at every point where white America is being like, you know, you should be less, you know, excuse me, at any point where white America is trying to like tell black people, you need to be complacent, you need to be grateful for what you have, you need to be, you know, stop rioting or stop, you know, being mad or yada yada. They were kind of constantly both there being like, no, you know, shit is unfair. This is fucked up. This is systemic. This is yada, yada, yada. And Malcolm was, you know, really about that action. And Malcolm...
I feel like James was too, because James is in a space like, he's homosexual and a black actor. You know what I mean? He was in a space where like literally everything about him wasn't accepted. And I feel like, not to say that Malcolm was, but Malcolm was more surrounded by black people. I feel like James' world was in a white world. You know what I mean? He was a black man in a white space. But I feel like America's a white space. I feel like Malcolm was a black man expanding a black space within a white space. You know what I mean? Like, not taking nothing from either one of them, but I don't know. I feel like what James did takes more nuts. You know what I mean? Takes more balls. And so like, I think that Malcolm wins for sure. Only because like today, his impact on the culture and the country as a whole is still felt and still seen. And I feel like the same could be said for James, but not to the degree of Malcolm. You know what I mean? Like we aren't going, though we should go back and read all of his books and watch all his interviews and stuff. We're not, you know what I mean? And so like, we definitely should get up on that.
Yeah, Malcolm's definitely a more digestible figure for like the mass, whatever, however you say that, of black America to get behind in terms of, you know, just being more openly hostile and being, you know, a straight man, you know what I mean? Just to put it more plainly. And, you know, emanating more quote unquote machismo and all that. And coming from the background of being like, you know, I sold drugs, I did all this in the streets, I was a hustler. And so, yeah, it's not like, you know, like you said, it's not to say one did more or less, but I think like you said, it's easier, like I just said, it's easier. Or Malcolm is like an easier poster child, you know what I mean, for black radicalism than James Baldwin is. James Baldwin, while probably equally as prolific and having as much to say and perhaps, you know, things that Malcolm couldn't say or couldn't speak, they both have things the other person couldn't speak to. So they're both great. There's no need to compare. Both great, but the winner is Malcolm X.
All right. Let's do cultural moment.
Okay. What are your nominees for the Blicky for a cultural moment?
Kanye over 50.
Okay.
The fall of Drake. And Kanye over 50, the fall of Drake. And I'm blanking on my last one. I don't have it written down. Kanye over 50, fall of Drake. And Ja Morant.
Ja Morant?
Yeah.
What about Ja Morant?
Just Ja. Just Ja himself.
Well, this is... you provide a compelling argument. That is very good. I'm now looking at all of my stuff and being like, damn, none of this is Ja, though. All right. My nominees are the 95 Source Awards for the uneducated. This is just kind of like the biggest night in the history of hip hop. What's up?
The Diddy documentary definitely put people on game to the 95 Source Awards.
I mean, if you're up on hip hop, you should have been up on the 95 Source Awards before that. I think it's similar to Bad and Bougie. 95 Source Awards as like an Atlanta hip hop fan is like, yeah.
Outkast took that year, man. Motherfuckers was hurt up north. Motherfuckers was hurt.
They were booing them. Yeah.
Yeah, they were hurt. Man, I never forget the first time I watched that award show, and I was like, damn, niggas really don't like niggas. Like,
yeah.
But my honorable mention will be Yo MTV Raps.
Okay, and just for the primer for like people who don't know, the 95 Source Awards is just kind of this moment. The Source magazine, I don't think they still have the Source magazine. Like Benzino, does Benzino own it, or did I make that up?
He used to own it. I'm not sure what it is now because after Benzino got destroyed by Eminem, that's so sad. But
the Source magazine used to be one of the most important institutions in hip hop. It was 5 mics. That was the top. That was the most amount of mics they gave. Yeah, they used to rate albums. You wanted the 5 mics. That was something only a handful of albums got. They had an awards show. I don't know when the awards show ran, but the biggest year was in 1995. All of the biggest figures in hip hop converged on New York City on one night. We have people from LA. You have LA, Tupac, who's Suge, all those guys, and then you have
that infamous Suge.
You don't want the executives dancing in all the videos. Yeah. So Suge Knight takes a shot at Puff. Puff obviously there with Biggie and representing the East Coast. It's kind of children, hip hop fans of today. Regionalism does not exist, at least nearly in the way it did then, where like you were saying, like they gave the moment we were referring to earlier, they gave the Best New Artist award, I believe, to Outkast. And because this event took place in New York, the crowd was like booing. People were, from what everyone said, like people backstage and everything were upset and whatnot. And then Andre gets on the mic and just basically says the South has got something to say. Since then, I mean, honestly, you could draw a straight line from that moment to Bad and Bougie if we want to,
So crazy that it's like the South never gave it back over after that. Like we never have like given the reins of hip hop back to New York or the West Coast for that matter. They've tried. Kendrick is the closest.
Yeah, I would say they've had moments for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say moments. I feel like they have artists, but they don't have like moments. I feel like we have moments. Like we have Bad and Bougie. We have Trap Music. You know what I mean? Like the South has moments. Like, but New York and the West Coast have artists. They don't really have like moments anymore.
For sure.
And I mean, maybe drill could be considered a moment, but they also adopted that or re-adopted that from the UK. Like the UK took it, and the UK took Chicago drill, and then did what they did, and then New York took UK drill and are doing what they're doing now. So,
yeah, but like again, even like Chicago had a moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
can we call Chief and them a moment, or just a group of artists? Because I honestly,
what's the difference?
I feel like a moment is something that like. I guess a moment doesn't last, but a moment is something that like expands or is bigger than one person in that moment. Like the Atlanta scene is a moment. You got Young Thug, you got Migos, you got Future. Like all of that is bigger than just the Atlanta rap scene, or the Atlanta scene is bigger than just those artists. And like that makes it like a staple moment in hip hop. Because like you said, we can draw a straight line from the source to Bad and Bougie. And we can also like on that timeline drop certain artists and like when they peaked and then like when they blew up and then like what they represent as far as the culture goes. And I feel like moments are just bigger than the person. I feel like with Chief Keef is that moment. You know what I mean? Like there was no, I mean, that wasn't my music in the first place. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like
Yes, it was Keith, but I also feel like you had all the people we talked about when we talked about G Herbo in terms of like Herb, Los, Dirk, Herb, and then you had like Save Money, Chance,
Yeah,
No Name,
yeah,
Saba. Was Mick Jenkins from
yeah,
Chicago
yeah.
too?
Yeah, he's
So
from
I
Chicago.
so
Yeah,
Chicago. So I felt like at that like that couple of years where it was like, okay, you have like the drill shit, and you also have like the soul shit. Um, I felt like that was like, again, not to say they ever took it from Atlanta, but I feel like at that moment, like especially with as big as Chance got, it was like, oh shit, Chicago is definitely pushing towards like, being relevant. I don't think they like held on to that in any way, but
yeah.
they were bigger than, I think they were more relevant than like a New York at that time.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
What so? Like not even a shit on New York, but they probably will never have another moment because the artists that they keep giving moments are like trash. Like they gave Ice Spice her moment. You know what I mean? Like I like K Flock's music, but he was a fucking criminal.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it's like I don't think that there is going to be another artist that can. And Pop Smoke died. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't think there is going to be another artist that really, really like catches on to that. They had a Boogie with a hoodie.
I was gonna say, A Boogie still is a legend there. I think Sleepy Hollow is still probably
Yeah.
big there. 5EO is still probably big there.
Hey, I gotta give it to Fabio. I do fuck with Fabio, but I've never really been in the A Boogie. Every time I've ever heard of A Boogie, it's been from a woman.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
no man has ever been like, hey, yo, put on that A Boogie. Like
good work
ever.
if you can get it. Good work if you can get it,
Good
dog.
work if you can get it. Can't take it from him. Can't take it from him.
Okay. What were we talking about? Oh, cultural moment. Okay, so I had the Source Awards, Kanye at the VMAs with Taylor Swift, and then I had Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier.
I like bagging on white women, so we gotta give it to Ye.
We got to give it to Ye? Oh,
We gotta give
wow. Let's
it.
go.
Because that moment like solidified like Ye. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
yeah. And if you want to talk about pissing white people off, you want to talk
Yeah.
about just the, in the most toxic way, but still being like, hey, we're talking about Taylor Swift while Beyonce is here? That's real as hell. That's real. That's what we've all been saying. We were all thinking it. So,
Facts.
yeah, Kanye is gonna go home with the Blicky in our first year. Look at that. We went Malcolm X and Kanye back to back. Okay.
All right, what's the next one?
Let's go. You want to go Rookie of the Year?
Was it this year?
It could be general. I don't. When I started doing it, I was like, it's really hard to think about time and.
I did Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson's my only nominee.
A Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
What is that?
His rookie year was crazy.
Okay, I should have explained. I meant like new person.
Okay.
Yes, because I also have Allen Iverson later for athlete. But
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Rookie of the Year, I have. So you can have time to think, or we can just pick one of mine. Rookie of the Year, I was thinking people. Like I said, it's hard to think about what's been a year. So just new-ish black people on the scene. I have Deonte Kyle of the Grits and Eggs podcast. Are you up on Rest in Peace My Granny? She got hit by a bazooka.
No.
You're not? Well, I'll send you some stuff. But the creator of Rest in Peace My Granny, Miami XO, also a nominee. And then we got, are you up on Funeral Stud?
Nuh-uh. These are people I'm not in the social media sphere anymore. I don't have Instagram or Facebook anymore. I don't have
Okay. So, do you have any nominees?
I'm kind of with you on Deonte Kyle. Kenny Mason is on there for me.
Okay.
And Jid.
Well, we'll let Jid slide. Yeah,
I guess he is not as newish, but he is.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he's new enough. Yeah, let's just give it to Deonte Kyle.
Yeah, Deonte deserves it for sure. Grits and Eggs is doing wonderful things. Like,
Yeah, and they're platforming
right people.
the right people. Yeah, that's actually exactly what I was thinking. All right. Yeah, if you don't know Deonte Kyle, black podcaster. He was just a nigga in his truck posting TikToks. Now he's got one of the most successful podcasts. Yeah, a nigga both me and Zai have a lot of respect for. Okay, we can do athlete now. The Blicky for greatest black athlete of all time, 2026. My list: Allen Iverson, Michael Vick, and Simone Biles.
Okay, so I got Allen on there, Muhammad Ali, and I guess I can put Biles on there. She do her goddamn thing.
She does tricks so hard. They're like, hey, we're shutting that trick down.
When I heard that, I was like, damn, we can't be great. They just they literally don't want to see us be great.
They were like, lower the rims.
There's a black figure skater who did the exact same thing. She landed
Yeah, some kind of flip or something, right?
Yeah, like a triple flip or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Not even a triple flip. She did a flip on one foot, a double back flip from one foot, and landed on one foot. And it was so it's such a dangerous trick that it's disqualified now. I'm like, it wasn't dangerous when she did it.
Yeah,
she put that bitch off smooth.
They're like, listen, you don't understand. The other women will die if they try and do what you just did. Like, we are so for real. Little girls in Russia will die by the dozens.
Trying that shit. That shit was crazy, man. That shit was. But yeah, I put Simone Biles on there. She does her thing. Do
you want to give it to Simone Biles? We have not given one to a woman yet.
Yeah, we should.
Yes. Okay. So Simone Biles. Congratulations. And, that'll lead easily into the next one, which is woman, because I kind of figured we might get this far into the show and not have a woman. So we're just going to avoid it. And nominees?
So all of them. And
hey. There we go. Back in their good graces.
All of them, or Serena Williams, Beyonce.
Okay.
If it ain't all of them, it's one of those two.
Okay. I would like to submit for nominations my mom. My mom goes pretty hard. I won't get too far into the bio. Yeah, I'll get into the bio because it's my episode. My mom, nonprofit business owner, Atlanta, Georgia, has helped thousands of women get clean. Is a vessel of light and life for her community. Shout out to Lucy Hall. Her book Hope Dealer in stores for the past decade or so. Next,
there's a book.
Yeah, it got ghostwritten. They did like a movie. This production company bought the rights to my mom's life pretty much, and they wrote a book, and they made like a indie movie about her, and they started they took it to a couple film festivals, and they were gonna do this big film festival push and run and try and see how if they can make a bunch of money to do an even bigger version of it, and then the pandemic hit.
Yeah. COVID fucked a lot of shit up, man.
Yeah, COVID changed everyone's life. Next nominee after my mom, we got Meg the Stallion. I don't know if too much needs to be said there.
I feel like I can't abide by her.
Oh, wow.
Just because of what she did, just because of what they had her do at the Democratic convention. What
did she do?
She got up on there and twerked for Kamala, bro.
She did?
Yeah, you ain't seen that?
She twerked?
Bro, she got on that stage, performed music, and twerked. And
that's tough.
All power to the sister, you know what I mean? Shawty got shot, it ain't okay, you know what I mean? But I personally feel like that wasn't necessary, you know what I mean? Sure. I feel like it hurt for a black woman, for it to be a convention for a black woman, and then a black woman get up there and twerk. Not even to be like that is what beneath us or beneath them or whatever. It just optically, it's like she could have done something else. You know what I mean? Anything else. You know what I mean?
For sure. No, twerking is top 5 things I would say we should try to avoid at any sort of rally for a black presidential candidate. But who am I? Can't believe that didn't work. That didn't convince Middle America. Wow. So I have Meg the Stallion. And last one is Maya Moore. If you don't know Maya Moore, former WNBA player, how I could put it most basically is like, imagine if like in the middle of his prime, LeBron retired and was like, I'm actually going to spend my life helping niggas get out of jail. That's who Maya Moore is. Racked up national championships, I believe WNBA championships, MVP. Then at like the peak of her skill, started working on, helping people who are incarcerated in criminal justice reform. And that's like the hardest shit ever. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Maya Moore and put Maya Moore on more people's radars. Who would you like?
That you definitely just dropped her online.
Yeah. People should be up on her. Black women, they don't get the platforms of other women who do much less. But here we are trying to, in our own very, very little, but I think respectable way, commemorate them.
I definitely will say all of them has to be on the list.
Yeah. So we got to go all of them. That's right. All of them. Hell yeah. And our final category of the Blickys is best black slang of all time. And this is going to be tough, but I'm happy to hear your nominations.
So I have Yada to Me, and then I have Your, and then I have Know I'm Saying.
Okay. Yours tough. I think you might be walking out of here with a Blicky tonight. I went more simple, so I went lit because lit might not be the most exciting. We might be used to lit by now, but me personally, I probably say that's lit, like, more than I say that's cool or that's tight or anything else.
You never say that's cool. You never say that's tight.
No.
Never heard those words clearly. I only heard that's lit.
Yeah.
Like, you'll literally say that anytime something puts a smile on your face. Like,
that's lit. Yeah. So I have, after just being honest with who I am, I got to give it first nomination to lit. Next one is going to be Slime. I really like, from a music perspective, Atlanta perspective, I've taken to calling my child my slime. It's not the best, but
you want to do Twin?
I do Twin sometimes. Yeah, no, Twin and Slime were both. I was going back and forth. I go back and forth between with him, but also.
Hey, Twin is a pronoun.
Twin is a pronoun. Twin
is a pronoun.
I had to. It was between Twin or Slime. I was like, one clearly Atlanta one's gonna be on here, but Slime. Slime's just a little more fun. Slime's just a little more fun to me. And then last one I have is Based. I feel like Based is broke contain to the point where it almost doesn't feel black. But I have to remind everyone.
Bass God.
Shout out Lil B. I think all his music just got taken off of streaming or something. He's working on that. Freedom Man. But Based got a lot of run during its heyday, and you see the impact it's made globally.
Yeah, people still say that shit, man. But the only thing that bothers me about Based is like the youth do not know Bass God.
No, the youth think Based is like, I don't know what just they think it is.
It's just a term, and I'm like, it hurt. That's my issue with like black slang in general, because like how long does it stay black?
Very little. Short time. Oh my God.
One that I think is still
Unk got ran through. As soon as they found out about Unk, it was 24 hours until black 80-year-old or white 80-year-olds were saying it.
And so I feel like the one that is still exclusively black has to win. And I've never heard a white person.
No, they're never taking Your. They can't. No, as soon as you said Your, I was like, wow. You remember all the fun ones. You were going more, I don't know. You went more onomatopoeia, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's better. That's more true. I'm extremely happy to have selected Your. We did it, Zai. Do you wanna read the
Blickys.
results?
So we got go through the results. You wrote them down.
The results for the first annual Blickys. For best food, we have Fish Fry. For best movie, we have Black Panther. For best TV show, we got The Bernie Mac Show. For best fashion statement, we have Durags. For best triumph over the white people, we have Nat Turner. For best song, we have Bad and Bougie. For best historical figure, we have Malcolm X. For best cultural moment, Kanye at the VMAs. For rookie of the year, Deonte Kyle. For athlete, Simone Biles. For woman, all of them. And for slang, you're...
Yeah, I feel like we got a great list.
That's definitely going to be a staple. We're going to have to do the Blickys every year. Next year, just wait. Every year the Blickys is going to get bigger. Every year.
The Blickys. What'd you say it stands for? Black Leadership?
Black Leadership Intellectual Character Kindness Yearly Awards, a.k.a. the Blickys.
As soon as you started spelling it, I was like, I know where this is.
Yeah, it's pretty clear because it's like one of those the words. It's word salad in the middle of there, but it makes sense when it all comes together. You have closing thoughts, closing things you want to talk about? There's one thing I kind of want to talk about.
To all white people listening, do not take this list and tell your black friends. Do not do that because you might get punched in the face. Just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, and don't don't go talking about like fish fry to your black friend tomorrow. You know what I mean? Don't
go asking questions about this. If you got any questions, go get on the internet. Like, don't go asking your black friends about Nat Turner and Malcolm X. Don't do that. Just go Google the shit.
Read a goddamn book. Huh? you hooligans, get off the TikTok. Read a goddamn book. So did you see, and because this is also, I guess, award show theme, did you see what happened last night?
No, what?
At the award show where Michael B. Jordan and I can't remember the other. So basically Michael B. Jordan and the other dude who plays the older dude and Sinners were presenting at these things called the BAFTA Awards. I don't know what it stands for. And a white dude with Tourette syndrome, while they were standing up there, yelled the N-word. And it's kind of basically black people and disabled people are having a full-on, no-holds-barred fight online about it today, is what I would say. The man, like I said, he has Tourette's. He was actually there because there was a movie about him and, you know, his condition. And, you know, the movie goes into, like, how he's been physically assaulted and other things and had, like, a really, really hard life because of this. And also 2 black actors, the stars of Sinners, also were called the N-words, you know, on television in front of a live audience.
And so, like, you know how I am about identity crossover. This might be problematic to say. I don't give a fuck if you cripple. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Can figure out a way to fix that shit. Don't do it. He needs to figure out some kind of therapeutic way to deal with that disability, but that is not the place to lose control. That's just not it. It is what it is in my opinion. But it's like, that is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think we can definitely spin the block on it because I'm sure people will be talking about it for a week, and I want you to be able to, like, you know.
Yeah, I'll get through it.
Yeah. All in all, I'm gonna generally agree with you. It's the best example of 2 things being true at once, I think, of being like people who have disabilities such as Tourette's we shouldn't just exclude them from being able to participate in normal society, especially, you know, being able to be at an event where that people are trying to raise awareness for them. I think that's true. And I also think it's true that black people should never be in situations where we're called the N-word. Yeah. So whatever the middle of that is,
we need to find it. I am It gives me the same feeling that I had when people were mad about Dave for his. Well, I will say even I got on the Dave stop train with the trans jokes and stuff like that. But the initial conversation that he was having about it when he first made the jokes, I was on the same train of like what Dave is saying is inherently true to him and his experience, and nobody else's identity gets to remove that for him. You know what I mean? And so it's like, yeah, you have your own identity, your own struggles, and your own experiences for sure. But those two things don't really overlap. You know what I mean? And I feel like in this space, we won't really struggle to find a middle ground because those two things are not intrinsic to each other. Like they don't really have much overlap. Besides the fact that like we have Black people with Tourette's, like we have our own people who suffer from that. But also, if one of them was to yell out nigga, it wouldn't even be a thing. You know what I mean? It might be like, yo, this is an award show. Like now it's not the time. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like it wouldn't really be something to be up in arms about. And that's because
it's a little different because of how his specific type of Tourette's works. It's like the thing, as from what I've understand and read about it today, it's like your brain knows the thing you're not supposed to say the most, and the more you think about it. So it's not a Black person with Tourette's wouldn't necessarily feel the impetus to do that in the same way because they understand there's less social risk. You know what I'm saying?
So it was a thing that he was thinking I shouldn't say to the point where his brain was like, nah, nigga, say it.
That's how that works. It's how it works.
And so my first question is, why is he at an all-Black event thinking about the N-word?
It's not an all-Black event. It was just it was a event and there were Black people. It's more of like, from what I understand, like in a situation, and I've seen, you know, people with Tourette's like this before in real life, where it's like, you know what the most important, like, effed up thing in the situation to say is because you have anxiety about doing that. You know what I mean? You're like, this is this person. I'm going to hyperfixate about, like, how I could possibly, like, offend them. Not because I want to, but because I'm like...
That's how your brain works.
Yes.
I get that.
Yeah. So again, it's there's no bad guys. Like clearly, I don't think Black people should be in a situation where people who are potentially going to do that are around. I don't think that's unreasonable to say at all.
When you say like they shouldn't be excluded from normal society simply because of that. I do agree with that as well. But I do think that there is I don't know. I don't really know what we do with that one. You know what I mean?
It's a classic.
I can understand that I'm always like, whenever I see Black people get into some kind of cultural debate or like general cultural debate with like whatever other culture that we're into it with or we're debating with, I always find it like frustrating when nobody is able to genuinely articulate from the Black experience the negative impact of it. You know what I mean? Because like even beyond just being called a nigga, like if there wasn't an all-Black event and this was a general event and these guys are winning something for a movie that has been objectively snubbed in a lot of other awards, and like they're finally getting their trophy. You know what I mean? I feel like to finally have that moment,
I think they're just presenting something. I don't think they were getting awarded anything.
Man, that's so sad. Sinners didn't win anything.
But I was talking about it before. I do think that like adds, because like I said, there's a lot of Black people online that are mad to the point of saying some things that are very ableist and other kind of isms. But I do think the sinners of it all isn't irrelevant in that you have, in terms of the Black reaction to it, because you have, you know, these two people standing there also representing this Black thing that's been at every step of the way kind of, I don't know, undermined by white people, has been insulted by white people, has been not respected by white people.
Yeah, no, it's been snubbed in so many different ways.
Yeah, and now here these two people are getting called this. It's like, niggas are gonna tweak because y'all been doing this for a while, and maybe this one isn't, like, you know what I mean? But it's a part of a pattern, regardless of whether or not it's intentional, it is a part of a pattern.
Did you ever see Marty Supreme?
No.
Good. No. No. But if you're a black person and you've seen Sinners and you love Sinners, it's a betrayal of the culture to go see Marty Supreme.
Can that be how we go out?
That's a good way to end it. That's a good way to end it.
All right, dog. I appreciate you. I love you. You have anything else to add?
No, that's it. Blickys. Till next year.
Happy Blickys. Do not go see Marty Supreme.
If you saw Sinners and you like Sinners, you are betraying black people around the world by seeing Marty Supreme.
Yes.
Just want you to know that.
During Black History Month, giving your money to the white man in that way is...
What's so crazy is like the whole, the Rolling Stones articles when they were like, Sinners grossed this much based off its budget, whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, why not just say that shit pulled in crazy amounts of money, you know what I mean?
We have to pocket watch the Negroes.
But then if we doing that, Marty Supreme is a flop. Like that's our moment to be like, you niggas broke.
Oh man. Happy Blickys, everybody.
Happy Blickys, y'all. Happy Blickys. Till next week.